My name is Donna Scully. I'm originally from Dublin, but I live in the UK. I'm a qualified lawyer and I'm a part owner of a business which is a law firm, and it also does insurance services, so it's combined. It started out as a traditional law firm, but it's kind of expanded over the years into doing other things. I want to talk to you today about being a lawyer, how I became a lawyer, what I think a lawyer needs to think about, or what would attract you to being a lawyer, and a little bit about how COVID has been, things that I like about my job and things that I maybe don't like. So by way of background, and I have an anything but traditional background in terms of becoming a lawyer. I left school in Dublin at 16, which was a really bad decision on my part, but there were lots of kind of reasons I did that. So I'm not going to take all the blame, but I did a secretarial course after that, and I then became a legal secretary in Dublin. And then I moved to the UK when I was 20 years old, and I was a legal secretary for a while. I found it to be a bit boring. I wanted to do more, I wanted to know more, and I just thought, I was about 21 and I thought this job is not going to interest me for the rest of my life, and I need to try and find a job that maybe is more interesting, or to do something that I might be more happy with. So I applied to do a law degree, but I couldn't get funding. So I did the Institute of Legal Exec course, which is over 4 years part-time. I did 2 of those years in Newcastle, where I lived first, and then I moved to London. So the nice thing about the ILEX course as an introduction to law is that it's flexible, so I could move it. I could move cities and still continue to study. I went to London, I did the next 2 years of ILEX, I became a qualified legal executive, but then I wanted to become a lawyer. So I went on to do the conversion course, so I don't have a traditional law degree, but I did get the equivalent to a law degree, and then I was admitted as a solicitor. It took quite a long time because I did it over a part-time period. I was working as well, but I managed to do it, and it's probably one of the best things that I've ever done, and saw to the finish, because as a result of doing that, it meant that when I got an offer to join my company, Carpenters Group, I was able to do that because I was qualified. I could be a partner and I could be a part owner of the business. So it ended up being quite good. From the outset, I really loved being a lawyer because I like people. I trained as a personal injury lawyer, so if you've got an accident, I looked after people who had accidents, whether they were at work or in their car or wherever. But I really enjoy that. I like helping people. I like talking to them. I like negotiating. I like fighting a little bit, so you have to argue about what the case is worth, and you have to argue your client's case. If the other side is not believing you, you've got to try and make them believe what's going on. So I enjoyed all of that, and I would say to you that if you are thinking about being a lawyer, it is a service industry. It's very much about people and clients, and you have to like people, and you have to be able to talk to them, sort out their problems. Sometimes they can be a bit unreasonable because they're stressed because of what's happened to them, or the system is too slow and they can take it out on you. But I think it's about managing that, and the reward is that when you settle a case for what you think it's worth and the client is happy, you're happy, so you get good rewards out of that. So for me, I can't imagine doing anything else. I kind of didn't make the conscious decision to be a lawyer, but I fell into it because I was a legal secretary. So I think it was the right thing for me. Running a business, which I've got the opportunity to do since being a lawyer, was really interesting as well. It's different. I've had to use managerial skills. I've had to, look after people and technology and systems and things like that. So I had kind of another sense of learning after becoming a lawyer and then running a business. You have to bring in work, so there's a sales side of it too, which I liked, I have to say. One of the other things that through my career, I got an opportunity to be a chairman of a trade association or society for lawyers, and I was chairman for 2 years. So as a result of that, I had to do public speaking and attend meetings with the Ministry of Justice and people like that, and I really enjoyed that. So that for me was a bonus of the job, and I liked it. So I suppose what I'm saying to you is that you start out in a certain area, but it can progress or widen, and you get other opportunities come along, and some of those opportunities will be things that you like, and you can try them, and then you might say, well, I don't really enjoy that. And in our business we have a lot of lawyers, and some specialise in different areas of personal injury. Some people like to go and do public speaking or to write articles, and some people don't. So every business has different types of people, and that's fine. And I think it's just finding what you like to do, what your strengths are, and your weaknesses. In terms of things I don't like about my job, I mean, I'm lucky that I like a lot about it. I think like any job, it's stressful, and you have good days and bad days. I think it's you feel like everything's going your way one week, and then another week it's maybe not going your way. But I think overall you have that job satisfaction and that connection with clients, and that feeling that you are doing a good job and you're helping people, and I think that kind of keeps me going. I think COVID's been very difficult, which is probably an understatement, but I just think it's put more pressure on us, I think young people have suffered the most. I think because your education has been impacted, your routine, that time in your life when you're working and playing, and you want to be out there mixing. Particularly, I have two twin boys who are 20, so they're just finishing the second year of university. So university for them has been very badly impacted for a while anyway, in terms of remote learning, not being at university, so not being with their friends and not mixing. So I think that is very difficult, and I think we recognise that as older people, and we want to try and help. But it's all we can do. I mean, it's just something big, isn't it, that we've all had to deal with. So I think we're just trying to make the best of it and look forward to face-to-face teaching, to university life resuming in a more positive way, and that everything going towards opening and being safe. So I think we're looking forward to that. A couple of hints from me about how to find what you want to do or cope. I very much look forward. I try not to look back, because especially if I'm looking back at things that I've done wrong, you have to learn from those mistakes, but I think you have to just dust yourself down, and you have to move on, and not dwell on them too much. I think they're very helpful in your life. I think they teach you. I think if you don't fail, then you're never going to learn how to accept when things go wrong. So I think it is very much a part of life. I think you'll feel like you're the only one who has suffered those things and who has messed up, but you're not, because everybody messes up. I look at the business and the success of the business, and I think I've made lots of good decisions and I've made lots of bad ones, but the good ones seem to outweigh the bad. So overall it's a good position, and I'm happy with that. So I think don't be too hard on yourself. I think people ask for a magic formula to success, especially if you've had a bit of success, and they think, well, how did you do, or give me an easy way. There isn't really an easy way. I wouldn't push you away from that. It is about hard work. It was hard work to get qualified. It took a lot of time, part-time, when I was working, and sometimes I couldn't go out with my friends, or I couldn't go away for the weekend because I had exams. So looking back, I'm glad I had those tough times, and I had the times when I felt very frustrated and unhappy, because at the end of it I got what I wanted, and it's given me great opportunity to go on and do other things and whatever. So I'm really glad I did it, but I would be lying to you if I said you won't have to miss things if you want it, and you have to work hard. And I think that's really what I'd say to you. But anyway, and I just want to wish you luck in whatever you're doing. Thank you. Another thing, I suppose, for me, because I come from a very working class background, I haven't got a traditional route to law. I didn't do a law degree, I didn't go to university, is that I did suffer from imposter syndrome, not feeling like I was good enough, that I didn't fit in when I was younger. And I think that's one of the reasons I'm doing something like this, because I want to say to young people that, you know, you don't have to feel like that. You will feel like that a bit, but it's just that, you know, I meet young people now and I see how great they are, and I think, well, you are good enough. And I look back and think, I was probably good enough, I just didn't believe it.